We've got some very exciting news from Ghost just in time for Halloween. Of course, the band appears to be readying the release of an album. We knew that they weren't going to be touring much this year regardless, and it had nothing to do with the pandemic. It was because they were going to be working on a new record. And naturally, it seems like that timing really benefited the band because they had worked on the album all year long, and they hopefully didn't take as much of a hit as maybe some other artists have. And that leads us to the news that Ghost is actually getting ready to drop this new album in the next few months, according to reports from a new interview. Ghost did an interview with Sweden's VK, and it's translated from Swedish, so hopefully it's not too bad. But here is what he is telling the publication. He says, "I have already made a record about God's wrath and doomsday, even if Prequelle was not about just infection from a medical perspective, but I have a feeling that there will be plenty of doomsday and quarantine confirming records in the future, and I think I might not participate in it." That's an interesting statement from him. And so he says the album will actually be released this winter, though their touring plans of March of 2021 have been pushed back until later in 2021. So they were impacted in that regard. And he says that the subject matter Ghost usually covers in their music, that they didn't actually write any of these new songs about the global pandemic. And it's interesting that he points out that he sort of slights some other artists that are going to be writing songs about a pandemic or quarantine or things like that. And he says that he's not really interested in doing that. And, you know, I find that interesting. There's a lot of music videos from artists out there that seem to be kind of capitalizing on the quarantine and all that sort of stuff. And I just wonder if people are really overexposed to that and it's something that they want to see, or do they want to see content that's completely unrelated to the mundane nature of all of our lives right now? I would imagine that it would probably be the latter. I certainly could do without hearing the word quarantine ever again once this is all over. So let me know what you guys think. But I, for one, obviously am very excited to hear that there is going to be new Ghost in the very near future, in the next few months. And we will get to see them live at some point next year. It does look like concerts are on path to return in some form or another. So we'll keep a close eye on that as well, and keep our fingers crossed. Obviously, anything can happen. So, folks, that is all for now. Thanks so much for joining us today at Rockfeed, and we will see you all very soon.